Drew.
Hello.
I'm Rachel. I'm going to be your student PT. What brings you in today?
I have a little bit of wrist pain that I've been dealing with for a little bit.
Okay, when you say you've been dealing with for a little bit, what's that time frame?
I probably noticed it about a few months ago.
What were you doing these last few months?
So I've been a server for the past couple of years, and it was at the end of my shift, and I went to put my hand on a table to wipe it down, and I realized that I really couldn't put any weight on this wrist because it hurt a bunch, and so like it felt like it was about to snap. Like it was a strange feeling. And then I started noticing that other instances where I would put even just a little bit of weight on this arm itself, I would start to feel that pain. It's a sharp pain. Doesn't feel nervy or like warm. It's just a sharp pain that comes on, and it makes me lose a lot of confidence in the joint. I notice it also like at the gym when I'm doing like anything that requires a lot of grip strength. But I can't really pin it on like any specific event. Just sometimes at the end of work, it'll flare up.
All right. How long are your work shifts?
It depends. It could be anywhere from like 5 to, if I'm working a double, probably like 10, 11 hours.
How quickly have you noticed that wrist pain come up?
Oh, it takes a while. So like if I just try it at home, like let's say I get into like a push-up position when I haven't worked at all that day, I can do as many as I want, no problem. But it's just at the end of these shifts, so it takes a while to come on.
Okay, so we're experiencing a wrist pain that you describe as a sharp pain. You really noticed the last few months from your serving shifts. Sometimes a little bit in the gym. So you did bicep curls. Do you notice anything else? In the push-ups, do you notice anything that helps alter the pain? Different positioning of the hand?
Nothing actually really makes it better except for just laying off it and like, trying again tomorrow. Sometimes like when I come home from work and I'm walking my dogs, because I just got home, like if I have one of my dogs, he loves to pull on the leash. And so if I have him in my left hand, then he'll be aggravating it a little bit. But like on like cold days, I guess you could say, where like I haven't stressed it at work, I don't really notice much.
Okay. And you said not much has helped it. So if I may ask, have you tried ice, heat, used a wrist brace?
I have not tried any of those things.
Okay. Have we researched any exercises at home? I know you came to me as for help, but have you looked into anything?
I haven't really looked at anything. I imagine if it got worse, I probably would, but seeing as it's a big hindrance on the days that I work, I haven't thought much about it, but it has gotten like a little bit worse. Like over Father's Day weekend, it was really busy, and so I was carrying a lot of trays, and probably about like 3/4 of the way through the shift, I started thinking like maybe I should start holding stuff in my right hand. So it's getting to the point now where like it could get in the way of working at the capacity that I want to, or like lifting. Like it's hard for me to go up in weight on the like bicep curls or like those big grip strength exercises because I don't have a lot of confidence in my wrists.
Okay. I am sorry to hear about your wrist pain. It does sound like a very big affecting towards your work and physical activity. Is that a goal that we'd like to work on, or exactly is something you want to achieve?
Yeah, I mean that's how I make my money and how I pay my bills. So I would like to be able to work without pain, and then be able to, of course, keep lifting and building that up.
Okay. A few more questions, if you're okay. Have we had any injuries in your left arm in the past?
Nothing on my wrists, no, but I did break my elbow when I was in 2nd grade or so. I had surgery, had a few pins in a cast for 6 weeks, and then they took him out, and actually I didn't even need to do physical therapy because I was so young, and I have not had any lasting impairments because of that, but nothing else in my arm, and I'm not taking any medication or anything.
Is there anything medically? Do we have any medical conditions, say illnesses, diseases,
No.
anything
Nothing.
of the sort that I should be aware of? Okay. All right. Let's see. And just to recap, we haven't had any experience with wrist pain besides the last few months from serving,
Yeah.
working as a server.
Yeah, nothing before that time.
Okay. All right. So just having sharp pain in your left wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Notice it in your work. Notice it in your physical activity. And when we're walking the dogs.
Yeah, and I live by myself, so you know the dogs, they keep me company, and so obviously taking care of them, and they're bigger dogs too, so they don't. I live in a little 1-bedroom apartment, so I like to be able to take them out and get them exercise. So the thing is, since I have both of them, I have to use both my hands, so I can't just keep putting it on my right hand. So I would ideally like to be able to do that without pain as well, especially seeing as like after these shifts, I do have to walk them because I've been at work all day. So.
All right. I believe we're gonna be able to help you out.
Okay.
Try a couple different things, exercises. Are you open to possibly using a brace or other modalities like heat, ice, doing exercises at home?
Yeah, I could do exercise at home, and I could do ice. Like, you mean like a brace, like while I'm at work?
Brace when you're out at work, when you're walking the dogs, just to help relieve the tension so it doesn't pull.
Yeah, I could do that.
To keep stable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I think we'll help you out.
Okay, great.